So on the outside, most middle-class families seem to have it all. A nice big house, a couple of expensive cars in a driveway, a custom pool, great tan, and nice shiny white teeth. You get the picture. But beneath that sparkly facade can lie a very broke mindset and a family living paycheck to paycheck. What are they doing wrong? And what is it that we need to avoid? So here are my top 10 financial habits of the middle class that are keeping them broke. And I'm not just going to highlight the bad habits. I'm going to tell you what you can do different. By the end of the video, you're going to be in a far better position to not fall into these traps that the middle class often do. And it's the last 3 that made the biggest change to our personal finances and our family happiness. Okay, let's get into it. Worried what everybody thinks. Middle class people look successful, or at least that's what everybody expects. 6 to 7 figure salaries, successful careers, and the envy of the street. Looking successful is not cheap, and a lot of middle class families are going into heavy debt just to look good. They are more concerned with how they're perceived rather than being smart with their money. The clothes, the weekends away, the home renovations, the additional services, the list goes on and on. With all the life expenses the middle class have each month, the worry about how they look to others can push them into debt. They are literally spending money to look rich, even though it's pushing them further and further into debt. It's a downward spiral, and this has become the norm. The norm of spending money and getting into debt to look good. And it all stems from being worried about what people think. The sad truth is, nobody cares. We all think we're being analysed by people around us, but the truth is, everybody's getting on with their own stuff. Nobody cares. Stop spending money on projecting image. Focus on yourself and focus on your awesomeness. Too much house. The middle class love a big house. It's the ultimate status symbol and marker of success. It literally says to everybody, hey, look at me, I am successful. I mean, let's face it, an extravagant large home is not purchased for need, it's a show-off piece. And it usually comes with a large mortgage, a huge tax bill, and lots of insurance. And contrary to popular belief, your primary residence is not an asset, it's a liability. As Robert Kiyosaki, the author of Rich Dad Poor Dad, famously says, anything that takes money out of your pocket is a liability. Your home provides you with a family base, shelter, and comfort, but it does not put money in your pocket. As a liability, it takes money out of your pocket, and it's probably the biggest liability you will ever have. So buying the biggest house you can't afford is not a wise financial choice. In most cases, it's just showing off. Buying too much house can cause you all sorts of financial stress, and that can lead to physical stress too. Living in a modest home and investing the balance into assets that can eventually provide you with an income is a far better financial choice. And in time, your assets could grow so large, they can buy you that nice big house. That's if you still wanted it. Social circle. There is a saying that you are the average of the people you associate with. Now in my case, in my early 40s, my social circle was concerned with having the most expensive work truck, the biggest house, and all the other consumer markers for success. I realized to change my mindset into a growth and learning one, I had to leave these middle class trappings behind and change my circle of associates. I needed to learn from people that were earning far more than me, earning from passive income and from growing wealth. Taking advice from people in a financial position that I wanted to be in. By associating with a network of like-minded people, your mindset will align with theirs, allowing for new financial habits and wealth building strategies. Their experience and knowledge will be fundamental in helping you building a new financial base on which to work with. I mean, why would you take financial advice from someone who's earning the same wage as you, rather than someone who's earning 10 times as much? If you truly become like those you associate with, then associate with successful people who are willing to help you do the same. An abundance mindset will set you free and allow you to earn whatever you desire. Create a circle of success and support around you, and that will encourage your goals. Car payments and insurance. Having a car payment is so normalized these days, it almost feels that you have to have one. And because it's expected, we often gravitate to get a nicer car that costs just a little bit more. Now, the average car loan in North America in 2024 is over $530. Now, that's just the average. There are some that are far more than that. But what we often forget is the insurance. And often for these nice expensive cars, the insurance premiums are high. Indeed, the past 12 months insurance premiums for cars across the board has gone astronomical. I'm sure you've all felt it. And these are being driven by the skyrocketing auto thefts. Tough financial times bring out more criminals, and in Canada alone, auto thefts since 2018 have increased by $1.5 billion. This is up 254%. That is a staggering amount. So swap that nice, shiny, high-performance car for a good quality second-hand one. 90% of the time, it just needs to go from A to beat. No maintenance costs, no upkeep, and no car loan. And guess what? The insurance premium is lower. Now, is this our first choice? Probably not. But is it a wise one? Is it one that will save you hundreds of dollars a month? Yes. So ditch the car loan and swap it for a low cost, no loan, good quality car. Consuming monthly subscriptions. I don't know if you realize these days, but nothing is for free. There's a subscription for everything. Most things are being grouped into sub-plans, and you have to buy into these to access what you want. TV shows and movies are on multiple subscriptions across the board. You have to sign up to 3 or 4 just to get the shows you want to watch. Music apps and audiobooks are just the same. You can even order books and join mentorship groups on a monthly subscription plan. But like joining a gym and buying all that expensive gear, unless you do consistent action, it's a waste of money. And that's the issue. People seem to think spending money on these subscriptions and buying expensive materials and gear encourages their success. It doesn't. It's simply not doing the thing. Prepping for the thing is not doing the thing. The middle classes end up with a ton of subs that take out hundreds of dollars out of their accounts every single month. Food prep delivery, learning materials, music and videos, and so on. These are liabilities that will take a toll on your finances, and often the case, we forget all about them. Drinking alcohol. Okay, this was a strange one that I adopted 3 years ago, but let me run it past you. I enjoyed a glass of red wine or a couple of beers almost every evening, either watching TV or around the fire pit at the backyard. But here's the thing, my productivity was zero. Between 7 p.m. and 12 midnight, I did nothing but sit, relax, and enjoy myself. I was in full relax mode. Now, there's nothing wrong with taking a night off, having a glass of red wine, and relaxing. But 5 to 6 evenings a week, on the basis that I worked hard and I deserved it, is not on. It's rarely one drink. And of course, once the alcohol hits, there's little chance of anything being done. And it's not just alcohol. TV, overeating, soft drugs, and all these distractions and pleasure enablers will stop you from doing anything to change your situation. Beyond the productivity, the cost can hurt your finances and your health too. According to science journals, alcohol is literally poison to your body. So enjoy it in moderation. And in some cases, you may need to eliminate it completely and the temptation. Perhaps you need to focus on your productivity and bettering your finances. Don't let alcohol or any other pleasure enablers let you hide from your challenges. Buying back time. One of the biggest problems of working around the clock to pay for your successful lifestyle is that you have no time left. This is not just downtime and family time, but for chores and organizing yourself for the week. And maybe the weekend. Typically, the middle class will focus on working and earning money because they need it to pay for all their bills. They are living paycheck to paycheck. But that leaves no time for anything else, so services are employed. Cut the grass and landscaping, a cleaner, perhaps even a cook, childcare and a nanny to pick them up from school, a handyman, a dog walker, takeout 2 or 3 times a week. The list goes on. The middle class are buying back time to earn more, to pay for everything. It's just a bit backwards. Now, buying back time by employing services, but is paid for by your assets, is a great goal to have, and certainly one of ours. This way makes perfect sense, and this is exactly what wealthy people do. But in case of the middle class, in most cases, they have it backwards. They are consistently chasing their tail, trying to earn money, and eventually it does catch up with them. Lifestyle creep. Now, this is the cornerstone of middle class bad financial habits. It is spending all of your disposable income each month and more. It is the creeping cost of your lifestyle on your financial health. It is especially prevalent with the middle class because they have climbed the career ladder and they want to enjoy their reward. They have finally made it to a great salary after years of sacrifice and hard work. So naturally they want to get that fast car or big house that they've been wanting. They celebrate with extravagant holidays and build a huge wardrobe. But this is the trap. Lifestyle creep has a price tag, and once you've moved up the next tier in lifestyle, the costs mount up every single month. And eventually your lifestyle will need credit to sustain it, and the trap is set. You have to work more hours to pay the credit cards or the big mortgage. And because of your workload, your diet and your health will take a backseat. The creeping cost of living above your means is a major issue for the middle class, and it's one you must avoid. Not investing. Now, if you want to work forever and never retire, don't invest. Because without investing, the middle class will never be able to retire. By investing, you are literally planting a seed for you to nourish and grow into an asset for your benefit. This can be an investment property, retirement funds, or the stock market. This can be bonds, a business, or even a pension plan. You can even invest in yourself by learning new skills or building a new mindset that you can capitalize on. Over time, your investments will compound and become far greater than the contributions you made. This is compound interest, and it makes all the difference. Indeed, Warren Buffett famously said, if you're not earning compound interest, you're paying it. Compound interest is the single biggest factor in growing wealth, and the longer it's allowed to multiply, the larger your returns will be, dwarfing the contributions themselves. Start investing as soon as possible, as young as possible. Small regular contributions over a period of time can grow into life-changing amounts. Listening to family. Now, most families are full of people that are willing to give you some advice. Invest in a pension plan, get a nice new car, never use a credit card, save your money in the bank, and so on. Lots of advice. But usually, in most families, it's from people that have not achieved their dreams and have not created success. But most of all, we're not taught about leverage. Rich and wealthy people use leverage in all aspects of their lives. Most of us are taught by parents and even school to get a job and work your way up the ladder with hard work and dedication. It's essentially swapping 1 unit of time for 1 unit of money. When you think about it, it's actually a bad deal. You only get paid once for all that work. The money runs out, so we have to return to work the next week. Leverage can get you rich and wealthy by acquiring assets and leveraging them. Leveraging time or money is wholly different and often works on the basis of a single transaction of time and money for multiple returns. Easy examples of this is the stock market and investment properties, both of which we invest in. The returns from these can last years, even generations, and it's all from a single purchase. Leverage can get you rich and wealthy. Spending all your money on liabilities, like the middle class, will take you in the other direction. And guess what? You'll make somebody else rich. So that's the 10 middle class habits that we had to address and some key changes that we made. And in all honesty, looking back how we lived 3 years ago seems like another life. One full of bad financial habits, stressful long work hours, a lack of family happiness, and less than great health. Now you may only need to address a few of these, or maybe none at all, but I can assure you that leaving these habits behind will only help you improve your lifestyle, your happiness, and often is considerably. Thank you for watching today, I appreciate you. Subscribe below and perhaps give me a thumbs up. But before you go, there's a video here I think you would enjoy.